Of course, it's a reality we have to face. I've written about this extensively in the past couple of years. It appears Africa is always playing catch-up. But then, as the saying goes, it's better late than never. To contextualize this conversation, Steve, it's good for us to go back and ask ourselves, how did we get here? This particular milestone is a takeout of, a commissioning of the Continental Artificial Intelligence Strategy for Africa by the AU, which was commissioned last year, with a strategic objective, to be pivotal to the achievement of the aspirations of Africa Agenda 2063 and the Sustainable Development Goals. I'm quoting, rightly from the note so that we can dimension the issues. You've already mentioned the key points, but if we go back and look at the key focus areas for the delivery of this mandate, contextualizing this to today's conversation, because it's a very wide, strategy blueprint. Objective number 11 says democratic values, practices, and principles of best practices in politics, and then capable and institutional framework for leadership to be in place, and peace, security, and stability, for Africa, and then the national strategies for artificial intelligence for the respective AU, member states. It's a tall order, if you ask me, but then even though we are going to play catch up, it's the time to start now. But coming back to the other question you asked, which is very germane to this conversation, Steve, is how ready is Africa? And to understand where we are placed, recall in January when President Trump was sworn in. On that very day, or rather within 24 hours, President Trump has secured over $500 billion, for AI infrastructure in the United States of America. Currently, I think today they are wrapping up the annual legislative session, strategy session for China, chaired by President Xi Jinping, to review the 2025 strategy, and one of the policy direction, interestingly, what they call AI Plus, which is a takeout of their 14th, I repeat, 14th five-year strategic blueprint. India has already done its own AI strategy starting from 2018. So this is where we are, in terms of conceptualization of the strategy. We have an implementation plan of 5 years, but suffice it to say, the critical issues are infrastructure, the political will, and before the political will, what structures we have, the political structures, and the governance framework that will enable achievement of this strategic objective at a time where fragmentation is the order of the day, across the world. But specifically in the case of Africa, strife and conflict, across the Sahel, in the Eastern Africa, specifically in DRC. We see what is happening in Sudan. We see the fragmentation of ECOWAS, with the latest, the president of Guinea-Bissau threatening to pull out, where we want to have a unified approach, to this strategy, as it should be, with regards to the continental, aspirations or initiatives. So we have a lot of work to do, and I don't envy the likes of Mr. Itodo, in trying to ensure they play the advisory role, but more importantly than anything, are the leaders of the states of Africa, of the countries of Africa, that are going to manage and marshal artificial intelligence to deliver good governance to the over 1.2 billion people for the continent, where we have issues of even how well are they actually practicing the democracy or applying good governance framework to the betterment of the people 60 years or less after independence. We are still grappling with clean drinking water. We are grappling with good elections, education, and security. But then it's a good step forward. We look forward to implementation. As the saying goes, the taste of the pudding is in the eating.